Meanwhile, House Defense Panel Chairman Rodolfo Biazon cited the gallantry of the Pinoy peacekeepers. He also said there is no need to pull out the peacekeepers despite the tense situation in the Golan Heights. This report.
Only the brave will dare the impossible. 40 Filipino peacekeepers did just that. Under the cover of darkness and under fire from a dragnet of Syrian rebels, they made a daring escape to safer grounds without any single casualty. It was welcome relief for the nation, for the bravery of our soldiers against all odds. No less than House Defense Committee Chairman Rodolfo Biazon, a former AFP Chief of Staff, and other former officers of the Philippine National Police cited the gallantry in fulfilling their mission as peacekeepers in the Golan Heights.
I am proud to have been a soldier, and I think our troops in Golan Heights did us proud. I'm proud to be a Filipino.
We can be assured of the fact that they were properly trained by our authorities here in the Philippines. They have imbibed the principles of escape and evasion, but more importantly, they have not forgotten the value of bravery.
No? Ako'y labis na natutuwa, and I'm very, very proud for this heroic stand ng ating Philippine forces, no? Doon sa Middle East, at sana ay pamarisan ng ating mga ibang mga peacekeeping forces itong ginawang kabayanihan ng ating Philippine contingent. At dito sa Pilipinas ay nakaka-inspire para sa ating lahat ang ginawa nilang kabayanihan.
Syrian rebels surrounded two forward positions of Filipino soldiers since Thursday and demanded the surrender of their firearms. The Filipinos refused to yield, which led to a two-day standoff. The rebels attacked but failed to gain the surrender of the Filipino peacekeepers. The first group of 35 soldiers were escorted out of the UN encampment by Irish and Filipino forces on armored vehicles. The remainder of the forces, the 40 trapped at another encampment, refused to give up their weapons and return fire. Syrian forces fired several rounds of artillery from a distance to stop the rebels from overwhelming the Filipino soldiers. Biazon said he has filed a resolution to investigate the operational procedures of the United Nations in determining how peacekeepers may respond in the future to counter aggressive acts of contending forces in areas where they are deployed. Biazon also said there is no need to pull out the Philippines' peacekeeping contingent despite the escalating conflict in the Golan Heights.
The peacekeeping forces should be impartial, number one. Number two, the peacekeeping forces should not use deadly force. Okay? The peacekeeping forces should not engage, but they are armed in order to defend themselves. They are allowed by that by that policy. But with the incident of the order of the commander of UNDOF, who replaced General Ikarma, remember? I raise a question. How can the UNDOF commander issue such an order for the troops to surrender? Because the troops of the UNDOF are allowed to be armed, allowed to defend themselves, and are allowed to use force to carry out the mandate of the United Nations.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.